Speaking of when you were younger, Anderson,
Yeah?
aren't you going to share a story with us?
I don't know. It's a very personal story, and it's very embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Let's have it.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the chair to go down. Okay. I feel like a midget now. I like it.
What?
And I will not say little person.
What?
All right, so you want to hear a quick story?
Mm-hmm.
Quick story about one of the most humiliating times of my entire life.
Okay.
So I was fairly antisocial in high school. I just dated the same girl for over 3 years. Didn't have a whole lot of friends. Friends I did have, they all hung out. They were all like heshers, stoners, weed smokers. I didn't smoke weed, but those were like the guys that she grew up with and hung out with, all in the same little park. And but I would pretty much keep to myself and hang out with her. But she was kind of friendly with all of them, and I wasn't very social. And I had a bunch of anxiety and problems and issues with the world and a lot of shit.
Give me one issue you had with the world.
I didn't like. I was just like
There wasn't enough weed, bro.
teen angst, and I was really into punk rock. I was into like hardcore punk rock. And all my friends.
Because I've been filled with hate my entire life, and in high school my hate was towards the jocks and the people that didn't
hated
like
the jocks.
us. Yeah, but here's the hypocrisy.
But I was a jock.
For my sophomore and my junior year, I would sit with my heavy metal friends, and we'd all sit there wearing our all black clothes and talk about how great Ozzy and the Scorpions and
Yeah, these are the guys that.
Yeah, but all we talked about was how much we hated everybody, and then I got invited to be in the high school band. Oh yeah, little Christine 16.
I don't understand
when I
anything you
saw
just
you
said.
coming out of school that day, this song has the most horrible pedophilia.
This is Calling Dr. Love.
Oh yeah, sorry. Like on Christine 16, in the middle, he talks about when he saw the girl coming out of school that day. I knew I had to have you. You need my love, baby.
All right, so we're having lunch out like where all these heshers used to have lunch, and they were kind of like, I guess, the closest things that I had to friends at the time. And I was there with my girlfriend and my old friend Russell, who he's the guy that we were both supposed to fail 7th grade together, and then after high school I went to school, and he was in 8th grade, and I was still in 7th, and he didn't follow through. So he and I were talking, and he said something that I was already feeling really detached and like alienated and kind of just like I don't
like I do when you're wearing that leather jacket.
Yeah, like you do when I wear the leather jacket, and I did not belong anywhere. I didn't. I could
Things
not
were
find a
not
place.
nectar.
Things were very unnectar.
Not neck.
And you know what? Afterwards, I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me like with everybody. Like she was like banging this gangster guy.
She was banging the Eternal Brotherhood.
She would like. It was so bad. Like 2 dudes would come pick
Like
her
a
up,
30s gangster?
and she would be in the back seat, and the one guy would drive around the neighborhood, and she would be fucking this guy in the back seat of the car while he was cruising around the neighborhood. Yeah. And like
What?
everyone knew it but me. Like it was horrible, horrible times for poor old Anderson. It was bad times.
You were literally dating the town bicycle or whatever that joke is.
I don't know what that means, but she
'Cause
like
everyone's been riding her.
I heard like 5 or 6.
Was that like the moped joke? What do mopeds and fat chicks have in common? They're both fun to ride as long as no one sees you on them.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, that was a
she
famous.
wasn't fat?
That was a famous joke.
I don't get it. She wasn't fat.
Very famous. Very famous.
This poor girl. I mean,
instantly recognizable by
she
many
ended up
people across the land.
being a heroin addict and being owned by the Hells Angels for a period of time, and she was my first
Did you
true
lease her
love
from them?
She was my first true love, and it was very. I mean, it probably helped shape some of the problems that I have today. But I know of like at least 6 guys that she had relations with while I was with her, and I was like madly in love with her, and I thought that, it was stupid puppy love. But
Was
I
she
was
super hot, or was there
she
just
was very
something about her
attractive,
that was
very attractive.
Really? Like what'd she look like?
She was half Navajo Indian.
Whoa.
She was adopted too.
Now you're
which is a
speaking my
problem.
language.
She's a
white
pre-
man.
she was a pretty
She's
girl.
hot. Now all of a sudden you're interested. Can we
I'll
look
show
her
you
up on
pictures- I'll show you
Facebook?
pictures
She's still
of her.
alive?
Yeah, she's still alive. She's got a kid, but I don't know how well. Anyways,
You know you lived a good life when people kind of talk about your story and people go, they still alive?
Good life. You mean a crazy life? I don't know if that's good.
so I think I was feeling all of this probably on some level, but at least subconsciously I knew that how bad my life was, because I would literally like,
How
on the
old
weekends,
were you?
Like 17.
Ooh,
16.
You were still in 7th grade?
Much more mature than I am
No,
because I
this
didn't
was
even have
junior
sex
year.
till I was 18.
Junior year in high school. And like I had done nothing with my life but sit on her couch and eat bagels and get fat.
I'd like to sit on her couch.
And I was like heavy, and I
Is that
didn't
another famous joke?
have good things going.
Famous. Yes.
So I was talking to my buddy Russell at lunch, and we're all standing there. But I used to even like eat kind of like, separated from them.
Was it Russell Crowe?
I'm getting really depressed.
And I was talking to Russell, and he made some comment about like a mentally challenged guy, or just something that I found really, really inappropriate and upsetting at the time. Just like really mean, and it's like I didn't understand it, like where it was coming from. And I remember I just like a drop of a hat, I just punched him like right in the head, Like something just snapped, and I punched the guy right in the head. Next thing I know, I'm being jumped on by all my friends, air quotes, and like, there's like 7, 8 dudes in flannels jumping me and punching me and kicking me. And then I get up and I'm all like bloody and stuff. And this one guy named Johnny Brown, who I'm if I saw him on the street now, would be cool. But he was like the typical. He looked like
Johnny
Kurt Cobain.
Brown.
Johnny
what
Brown.
What is his name?
Like
Is that
everyone-
actually his name?
Johnny Brown. What's up, Johnny? What's going on, Johnny Brown? And I remember I stood up and I'm kind of like seeing stars, and I got like blood coming out of my nose, and I'm standing there and they're all just staring at me. And I'm bloody, and including my girlfriend, who's standing with them, looking at me.
Sucking a
The
guy
hot
off.
half Navajo chick.
Yeah, and I'm just standing there.
Wait, she took time off from all her fucking to look at
This was at high school. This was during lunch at school, and I remember everyone's just silent, like what the fuck just happened, and I'm just standing there, like shirts ripped, and I'll never forget because they used to all call me Beauty because no one put anything in their product in their hair or anything, and I used to put toothpaste and shaving cream in my hair.
Ugh.
Yeah,
What does toothpaste do?
it makes
Makes
a
you look like a
place.
tool.
Thanks, Tyler. So I'm standing there, and they used to call me Beauty, which was like I didn't like the name, but that's what they called me.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, and it's just silence until Johnny Brown goes, "Go home, Beauty. Nobody likes you."
This is a horrible story.
And I
This
turned
story's
around,
heartbreaking.
and I just punched like the stucco wall really hard, and
This is
then my
sad.
hand was all bloody. And I remember that was kind of like the beginning of the end, and then I turned it around. But that was like my bottom. That was like holy.
At
fuck.
17, that was your bottom? Jeez Louise, I'm a loser then.
And then I ended up breaking
Because
up
I hit
with
my
her.
bottom at like 20, 32, 41.
Shaved my head because I had like really long Kurt Cobain hair too.
Then you had no
Shaved my
use
head.
for your toothpaste anymore.
I know I didn't, and I lost a bunch of weight, and I went total solo, and then I got my head in a good place, and I got some good friends. And by the time I was a senior, I was happy. I was a happy guy.
Wow, holy
Yeah.
shit.
But I had to turn it around.
Much more mature than I am.
Why is that?
Because I didn't go through this kind of experiences.
Did your teacher say like we've noticed marked changes in your behavior?
I was always a good student. I had like all A's and B's in high school.
sure you did, Beauty.
I just didn't show up. Well, anyways, I was really, and still I got some
that
friends.
wasn't that embarrassing. I was like hoping for guffaws.
It
that
was
like,
pretty embarrassing.
That was like embarrassing, but like
There's no fucking way I'm telling my story now.
I was
After
like-
that story that wasn't even, that was just sad. Not
no,
embarrassing.
I was
Yeah,
like
I'm like-
exiled. It was like
I
total
know, but-
shame and like get the fuck out of her. Like you're no longer part of this group.